Today is a Tuesday, March 26th. Right now it's around 10:40 a.m. Eastern time. I'm actually in New Orleans, which is in the Central Time, so we are 1 hour behind. And I'm attending a structural engineering conference. Unfortunately, about 1:28 a.m. Eastern time, a cargo ship hit the uh, Francis Scott Key Bridge that's located in the Baltimore area and caused the complete the collapse of the bridge. And it appears that several people unfortunately lost their lives. So I wanted to record this quick uh, video, and hopefully I will have more detailed information. I'll try to put together another video later on after I'm able to gather some information. This particular bridge was a steel truss bridge. It was a multi-span bridge. It was a true steel truss bridge, and it was open to traffic sometimes in the mid 1970s. Um, now, if a if a ship hits uh, the support of one of the multi-span bridges and takes the support out, regardless of what type of bridge you have, that bridge is going to collapse. Okay. So if you take a one support of a multi-span bridge out due to anything, ship colliding with it or anything else, the bridge is going to collapse. Now, what you need to do is to protect the supports of the bridge, the pier, and so on, so the ship doesn't hit them directly. That's what needs to be done. So there are many different ways of doing that. We do that by putting in protection cells or some type of structures around the pier so that the ship could collide with that structure and not the support itself. There is a very specific requirements actually in the specification that governs the design of the bridges. So we design our bridges based on the AASHTO LRFT bridge design specification that stands for American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials. And these are updated. Now, this bridge was designed back in the 70s, but nevertheless, I mean, if there is an important part of the bridge, like the protection cell, it has to be updated. Now, the one thing that I noticed from the photo, again, these are early on, the protection structures around the pier that the ship uh, hit seems to be was minimal to me, at least from the photos that I have seen. Again, it's early on. Now remember, the cargo ship weighs a lot, so the impact force is in the millions of pounds, could be depending on the cargo ship size and so on. So um, that, at least from the photos I have seen, seems like the protection cell or the protection structure that needs to be around the supports, especially in a harbor that has a very heavy ship traffics. That was seemed to be just, minimal. Now, in my opinion, I think there's a four factors, really the four items that we need to pay attention. Number one is that the search operation, just to make sure that if still somebody, anyone is alive, to save them. That's a number one issue. Number two is that usually in this kind of busy harbor, there are lots of safety measures that are taking place. Like, for example, local people navigating the ships just to make sure that, because they are familiar with the area, and they take over, and just to prevent any kind of accident. So despite all that, why this accident took place? So that was a number two. Number three, I think, probably that's going to be important, is trying to review the design of the protection structures around the pier, trying to see if it was upgraded, if it was up to current standards, and and this is the task that the National Transportation Safety Board (NTSB) that usually gets involved in a bridge collapses or is going to investigate, and other agencies maybe. Okay. And then the fourth item, of course, is that what lessons can be learned from this accident and how it's going to impact the other bridges that we have currently. Um, One item I must mention that the colliding a ship to the and causing a complete collapse of the bridge is not new. At least I think there maybe have been many of them over the last 50 years or so, maybe more than 40 or so. There are some major ones around the world and here in the US too that has we've had uh, as recent as in the 90s and the 2000s. And so this is not new. Um, but in all of them, it takes a time in order to agencies like NTSB or other agencies to investigate and find the reason, and then provide the basically the write a report. It's going to take time. It's going to take more than a year for something like that to take place. So that's why I think it's important to not to rush into the judgment. I think it's wise to wait. And naturally, everyone has a tendency trying to find out exactly what happened. But I think we have to be patient with and give time to the agencies that are going to investigate this thing, and then try to give us the reason what happened and what lessons we can learn and how we can prevent the future such accident. So I wanted to put this quick video, and hopefully, if I get the time, I'll try to gather some information and then maybe put an updated video.